Have you ever wondered why the Virginia split apart? Well, you might think it was because of the Civil War, and while that's true, that's not the full story. You see, in a speech by Arthur Borman, he laid down a few reasons as to why West Virginia should long since have had a separate state existence. One of the reasons for this is that the East felt like the West was a different territory that just happened to be attached to Virginia. This meant that the West was underrepresented in the legislature, making many Westerners feel resentment towards the East. Another reason is that Westerners mostly invested in land, while Easterners invested in slaves. The Easterners ensured that property taxes on slaves stayed low while taxes on land was high, making Westerners pay higher taxes than the East. Despite this, the West had poor infrastructure, making trade and travel between both sides difficult. It was actually easier to go through Maryland to get to Richmond rather than going directly through the state. It also didn't help that they were separated by the Appalachian Mountains, making both sides even more disconnected. And of course, the issue of slavery was another big difference. In 1860, West Virginia had a declining slave population at 4%, while 30% of the East population were slaves. And although the West opposed slavery, it wasn't for moral reasons, but mainly economic and political reasons. In general, the West Virginians didn't like the East, so they wanted to break away. They couldn't though, because the federal constitution did not allow a new state to be created out of an existing state, unless the existing state gave its consent. It wasn't until after Virginia seceded that they were able to. So West Virginia created a pro-union government with the intention of making the new state of Kanawha, which would soon after be renamed to West Virginia. In their eyes, they had to create a new government because the government in Richmond was invalid. You see, according to the Virginia Declaration of Rights, any major change in the government has to be approved by the people. This wasn't the case with secession though. The legislature approved it, not the people. So the restored government of Virginia was created, and now they needed to get the US to recognize them as the legitimate government of Virginia. This wasn't an issue though, and all that was left was to poll the area on whether or not they should become a state or not. And even though all these counties were pro-secession, only 4% of the vote was against becoming a state. This was because of military intervention, and many of the people that supported secession didn't want to vote in a Union-sponsored election. Despite all of this, on June 20th, 1863, West Virginia would be admitted into the United States, leaving the US with 2 Virginias. The Dakotas and Carolinas also split away from each other, and to find out why, click here and here. Thanks for watching.